The true story of a warrior and his princess. Once upon a time, there was a princess and fallen angel named So. She lived in a tower where scary shadows and such had banished her. Several things guarded her, including a dragon and a battalion of fierce warriors. She was so alone, and so she wore many outfits of black and gray and spent lots of time writing and praying for someone to rescue her. In another land far away, there was a handsome young warrior and knight named Tyler, and he was going on a mission to rescue a young princess and fallen angel. To rescue her, he would have to pass through several dangerous areas. First, he had to sail across the dangerous sea, filled with many horrifying creatures, sea monsters, and sirens and such. Then, he had to fight the army that guarded her, called Memory, some of the most elite soldiers in the realm. And then he had to fight the dragon that guarded her. Scary, huh? He started on his mission right away. He went out into the terrifying sea, and soon along the way, a huge sea serpent attacked him. He asked the sea serpent for his name, and the serpent said his name was Scars. Tyler asked him, "Why do you harm me when I mean you no harm?" Scars replied, "I am hurt, so I must hurt you." Then the warrior said, "I will do what I must, but I do not wish to hurt you." Scars was so struck by the knight's compassion that he let him pass. The knight continued to sail, and so came across a bunch of sirens on the rocks. Sirens are beautiful creatures that sing incredibly and draw young warriors to their deaths. But the knight's love was so strong for this girl that he never meant that he was able to continue sailing, even though they were quite tempting. Soon after that, he reached land. As soon as he stepped on the land, he was confronted by 7 warriors from the army Memory. Their names were Doubt, Fear, Depression, Sadness, Merciless, If, and Terror. They arrested our young brave knight Tyler and took him to the center of the army camp, where he was tied up and waiting counsel with the commander. But our young warrior was no fool, and soon escaped his bounds and fought his way out of the army camp, battling the 7 warriors he met before finally triumphing over them. He ran and sprinted up and down the hills and the valley, searching and searching for her, and that's when he discovered that the hill he was standing on wasn't really a hill at all. It was a full-fledged, fire-breathing dragon. As the dragon opened his mouth to swallow him up, our brave warrior fought back, letting his power strengthen him and help him defeat the dragon. And then he shouted, "Stop! Why, dragon? Why must you stop me? What's your name? Stop, because neither of us needs to die today." The dragon, confused by our knight's rather sudden outburst, answered all the questions in order. "This tower is my fortress to defend. It was my born duty. My name is Tenebris, or Darkness." Recovering, the dragon responded and said, "You are wrong, young warrior. One of us must die today, and it is you." The strong warrior replied, "Let us talk to the princess, and she will decide." Together, Tyler and Tenebris approached the base of the tower. The handsome warrior shouted up to the tower window, saying, "Princess, fallen angel, I am here to rescue you. Please accept and trust me, for I love you so deeply, even though I have never met you nor seen you, and without your approval I will most likely perish in a glorious battle against your pet dragon." Now, in her tower room, the princess so contemplated this. More than anything in the whole wide world, she wanted to be rescued by a handsome warrior and knight. But maybe it's just much safer up here, she thought to herself. So in response, she shouted down to the warrior, "Young knight, I am so much safer up here from the rest of the world, and, admittedly, from myself." He couldn't believe it, so in a last-ditch attempt to save his true love, he cried to her, "Please, I know that you don't want to stay all alone, all by yourself, for the rest of your life. Please come down, and I promise you, you can be with me." She mulled it over in her mind and decided to let herself free, just this one time. She shouted out the window, "Watch out below, and please, please catch me." With one mighty leap from the windowsill, she fell into the arms of her warrior Tyler. Together they escaped the land of doom. He protected her from her fears. Knight Tyler even let the dragon come along as So's pet under one condition, that he was renamed as Agape. So it was, although quite